What's going on, everybody? Tyrell here. If you like crypto on this channel, I bring together the fundamentals and the technicals to curate valuable information to help you on your journey. A free way to support this channel is to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Let's get into the video. Looking at the total crypto market cap, we're currently sitting at $2.5 trillion. So the total crypto market cap hit an all-time high of $2.6 trillion. Remember, in my last video, I drew on this horizontal line here as just a psychological level of resistance, and we touched that. We're right at it right now. So potentially the bullish momentum can continue, bringing the total crypto market cap up over time. And there is some tailwinds that we'll get into in a little bit. Looking at the altcoin market, we're currently sitting at $1.339 trillion. So we touched the resistance level at $1.4 trillion, and there was a slight sell-off. Nonetheless, Bitcoin dominance is rising. It is currently at 46.5%. I drew on this horizontal line here as a double bottom pattern, as you can see, and Bitcoin dominance has just gone up as there's been more demand for Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin, we're currently sitting at $61,826. So in Q4, it is now Uptober. That's what we're going to call it, since the crypto market is going up. We just smashed through this resistance level of 58,000 to 60,000. So hopefully we can find some brand new resistance turn support at this level to potentially take us to higher levels. And as I mentioned earlier, there is some tailwinds that could potentially see a lot more money flowing into not only Bitcoin, but the crypto market as a whole. So looking at Ethereum, we're currently sitting at $3,840. As I mentioned in my previous video, there's going to be a lot more activity on the Ethereum blockchain. So not only gas fees are going to go up, but there's going to be a lot more ETH being burned as a result of EIP 1559. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you're going to be interacting on the Ethereum blockchain directly. Looking at Cardano, I was looking at this on a weekly time frame, and I like it because it feels that like price is rounding out right here. So there was, of course, bullish momentum, and then it got a little bit bearish as people were just like selling off, and we can see that there's like support right here now. So this may be like a consolidation zone, as people are probably just like stacking their ADA. What I'm doing personally is like I stake mine and I'm earning rewards in it weekly, so like free money. So that's what I'm going to continue doing in time. So I would really like to see how this ecosystem develops in terms of like DeFi, NFTs, and DAOs and all that other stuff. So I'm just going to hold on to my ADA. And lastly, we've got Tezos. So in the previous video, I identified this bullish pennant pattern. It broke out of it a little bit, and I actually bought some more Tezos. Nonetheless, like I am down a little bit because the price like trended down a bit, but like I'm in it for the long run, and I'm participating in the Tezos ecosystem in terms of like yield farming and NFTs on some of the NFT platforms for Tezos, which are pretty cool. I like it much more than ETH because the gas fees, it's just much cheaper, faster, cleaner, all the other stuff. In other news, Coinbase unveils its digital asset policy proposal to spark conversation around comprehensive crypto regulation. The TLDR version of it is a more tailored and therefore more constructive approach, according to Coinbase, should rest on 4 key principles. Define a separate regulatory framework for digital assets, designating a single regulator to oversee digital asset markets, protecting and empowering holders, and promoting interoperability and fair competition. For you guys, I will actually leave a link in the video description for all this stuff so you can do your own research. But in terms of the regulatory pillars, the crypto economy is defined by 2 concurrent innovations, both of which have manifold impacts on our financial system. So honestly, digital assets and crypto is its own asset class, and it should be defined by its own rules that aren't the same as the traditional finance world. Like, let's just create brand new rules for it and like literally shape the future what crypto and digital assets should be. Next, designate one regulator for digital asset markets. So instead of having like the SEC have its hand in it, the CFTC, the CIA, the FBI, and whatever acronym soup, let's create a brand new acronym to just regulate digital assets. And like that's going to be their singular focus. And I feel like when they do that, it will cause like less fragmentation of like policy and more clarity around like what the rules are. And like as soon as like you set the rules, then like that's when people start playing by those rules. Nonetheless, pillar 3, protect and empower holders of digital assets. So me, hopefully you, and all the degens out there around the world. So there's a lot of stuff that is happening in the crypto space. Like it's literally the Wild West. You can like create your own token. For example, there's a legitimate USDT token and there's a fraudulent USDT token, and they essentially look the same to like a normie user, and you don't really know that you're interacting with a fraudulent token until like you send it somewhere, and then they're just like, hey, you didn't send me the correct version of that asset. Or you can interact with like smart contracts, and there's smart contract risk that like essentially steals your money because like you gave them the authority to do so, and a whole bunch of other things out there. You know what I mean? Like since all this stuff is like not exactly anonymous but pseudonymous, you're really only interacting with addresses on the internet. And there's a lot of things that are lost in translation unless like you're fully versed in interacting on the blockchain. So that's a real key pillar there. And promote interoperability and fair competition. So right now, the entire crypto space is really fragmented. So you got like a lot of different protocols out there. You got like Bitcoin, Ethereum, let's just say Tezos and Cardano. All these networks don't talk to each other, essentially. So if you could imagine, you have like Apple phones and Android phones, and like they don't communicate with each other. And in this vertical, you have like all the things that are happening in this ecosystem. And then in this vertical, you have all the activity happening in this ecosystem. You can't transfer value unless you have like bridges or some other different protocols that allow you to transfer information and value from one chain to the other. So it's really fragmented. Like, can you imagine if like you're trying to FaceTime somebody, but you can't because they have an Android? You know what I mean? So that definitely does need to happen. And then from there, like there's just going to be just a mass of transfers of values. Nonetheless, there's been like some workarounds with that. So you have like IBC, that's like an Atom thing, Cosmos. I forgot what the entire acronym is. Then you got like Thorchain, where you have like cross-chain communication, where you can like deposit Bitcoin and then get Ethereum and stuff like that. And fair competition. So like, yeah, this needs to be worked out in time. We're still like in the early innings of all this stuff. Like it hasn't really been worked out. There's going to be one like HTTPS protocol for blockchains eventually. So in due time. And in other words, the SEC approves Bitcoin ETF, opening crypto to wider investor base. So think about it this way. Old money is flowing into new assets. The way like an ETF works is like people can buy shares of an ETF, and then that ETF is going to go out and invest in companies, i.e. Companies that deal in Bitcoin or own some Bitcoin. So just top of mind, you have like MicroStrategy, you have Tesla, you have Riot Blockchain. So all these companies, like they focus, or Twitter, all these companies, they have Bitcoin as part of their balance sheet, and they really like they're diehards for Bitcoin and what they do. So now that this ETF is approved, so not only ProShares but Valkyrie as well, you're gonna have people that have like 401ks and stuff like that actually buying ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, instead of investing directly into the digital asset, which I think is better personally. Not investment advice or anything like that, but like since these companies have exposure to Bitcoin, now they can by proxy buy a Bitcoin ETF and not have to hold a volatile asset like Bitcoin or Ethereum or some other ETF that's going to be out there later on in the future. So this is a positive development for the entire crypto space. It's been a long time coming, as this headline says, and there's going to be more and more ETFs, because like if you look at ETFs now, there's like dozens for one particular sector. And since crypto is its own asset class, there's going to be dozens of ETFs just for digital assets. So it's a great development. And since it is Friday, this is Free Alpha Friday. So on the spotlight now is Staker DAO. I participate in Staker DAO. I found it while researching the Tezos ecosystem, and I like joined their Discord channel and all this other stuff, and I just like it. You know what I mean? So what is Staker DAO? It is a governance token that allows you to participate in the governance of a DAO. So as I mentioned, like my big three are DeFi, NFTs, and DAOs. So like it's literally a DAO. And looking at its chart, it's like at a low right now. So only 6 cents. It's really cheap. It's on the Tezos blockchain. So like gas fees are negligible for transactions on the Tezos blockchain. Like, that's why I like it. And you can just like yield farm Staker DAO right now. So let's look at the docs. What is Staker? Staker is a community-owned token used to govern Staker DAO, used by community members to submit proposals to the DAO and to vote on those proposals. So like, since I own Staker DAO, I am a stakeholder and I can submit proposals to shape this DAO and like direct it to where it needs to go. But like, I'm just one person. Of course, like other Staker DAO holders are going to have to vote on these proposals, and then like this is how we like govern the DAO, right? This is a pretty cool concept. Like we're all like faceless people on the internet, and we can find a way to participate and build things together on the internet. It's freaking cool. All right, looking at the Staker DAO platform. So you got farm.stakerdao.com. I'm currently yield farming right now. So I had some Tezos, and then I used Quipu swap. I don't know if I said that correctly, to swap some of my Tezos into Staker. And then I deposited both of those into LP tokens. And then I put those LP tokens into this pool where I'm earning 52.96% APR. So looking at TVL, total value locked, is currently at $309,000. So that's how many LP tokens are in the farm. And I started this on like Monday. So I already have 367 Staker tokens. So like I can go ahead and claim those, and I can use those tokens as a like proposal, or like I could submit proposals to the DAO because I now own Staker. Like that's part of the deal. So I could also swap that Staker into more Tezos and then put that onto like some other platform and earn interest in it, or whatever. Like I'm earning more Staker just by depositing LP tokens into this pool, and then just go from there. And this is just one example. Once again, this is not investment advice, but like there's so many of these opportunities out there where you can deposit liquidity to a pool and then earn interest or rewards just on idle assets. So this is one of the cool things about the crypto space. It's literally going to blow away traditional finance. Like, why would I want to put money towards like an old system and earn 0.01% interest, where like just on the internet you can earn 52.96% or thousands of percents in some other platforms. So I hope this information was useful. Once again, this is Tyrell. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.